Hi. It's like it's been a while since I've been on YouTube. So to get my nerves out of the way, um, I'm opening up a gummy bear. Yes, I'm a little awkward because it's been a while since I've done videos on YouTube. So bear with me. Today I wanted to do, and I think I'm gonna continue doing, is customer service. Story times of customer service. So I used to work in answering phone calls for customers who are looking for general cleaning, basically janitorial or house cleaning services. And I've seen a lot of people do these type of videos and I watch them all the time because it's pretty fun to, kind of relate to how it feels to be on the other side. So this person that I'm gonna be talking about, she sends me a text message asking for services, right? Like any other customer, because that's why they send a message, right? So she says that she has an Airbnb. Sorry, sometimes it's really hard to say that as if it's a one word. She has one of those and she wants services for it. So an Airbnb is when they basically rent out their property to someone who wants to use it for a couple days, either for business or just to visit. What they do is that they rent it out, and then once they finish using it, they leave. They call house cleaning companies to come and clean up after the session is finished. Not during, but after. The thing about that though is that they usually want a lot of things. They say it's gonna be very clean, but you never know if it's gonna be clean or not. These people sometimes could be very bad condition to the property, or they can either leave in a very good condition. So it's like a gamble every time. You don't know how much, or you don't know what they're gonna do. So that's why many of these people use by hour. So a service by hour would mean, but it's basically a customized cleaning for a certain amount of time. But that's where it goes. So she has an Airbnb. Sorry, I went too long for it. But I want to make sure you guys understand what the hourly means, because the hourly is very it's any general cleaning. Anybody who offers house cleaning or janitorial service is a privilege, because instead of you doing it by yourself or you doing it yourself, you hire someone to do it. That's a privilege because you're hiring them. You have the money to be able to hire those people to come in, and instead of taking your time, you take their time to complete whatever you're wanting. And so then you have free time to do whatever you want. And during that time, you don't have to be cleaning. You don't have to be stressing about if you finish it or you don't finish it. So it's something that I believe is very, very privileged to have, and not everybody should have it. Just because it's not something that you can just easily get and be like, okay, well, I mean, I can put in this amount of money and just do it. Like, it's not like that. It's something that only certain people that have the money to be able to do it pay for it. And people who don't have the money, they should not be looking for it. So, yeah. Anyway, she says, oh, how much do you charge per hour? I live in this city. The last cleaner, this is the part where I'm like, oh, okay. The last cleaner was $25 an hour, looking to be about in that price range. So sometimes many customers who get someone who is either independent or someone who is barely starting in their business, they hire them and they charge too low for the amount that is supposed to be for a company or anybody starting a business. There's so many details behind house cleaning that you guys just don't understand, So basically, this lady, she says she wants $25 an hour. Basically, say she wants $25 an hour. She does not want a higher price. She wants about that range. So that means either $5 more or $5 less. You know what I'm saying? So then I tell her, currently we offer a higher price. The prices currently that we have would be at a $45 per hour per cleaner. Now, before we continue, just to make sure you guys are aware, many people who charge in house cleaning in different states, in different cities, are all different. Not everybody's the same. Some people charge a way less, and it's a very good amount just because their state requires less taxes and the cost per hour is less. So it all depending on the cost per hour on the cleaners, the minimum would depend on the cost per hour the company should charge. And then, for example, here in California, they charge right now $13 or $14 an hour. Let me check and see. It's $13 an hour. Last year was 12. The year before that was 11, and the year before, 2 years before that was $10.50 an hour. So basically, as you guys already know, in California, they've been increasing the minimum wage to get it to a $15 an hour minimum wage, which I think, to be honest, that is dumb. But let's not get to that. But many people right now, especially with the pandemic, do not want to work for the minimum. They want to work for more, especially if, let's just say, they had a really good job before and then they had to leave it for some type of reason because of the pandemic. And so they've been getting, help from the government. And then once everything is done and that's over with, they want to come back to a job that is the same amount or more than what they were being paid. And that's not how it works. When you start out a job, because you're new and you have no experience with that company, they don't know if you are good or not. And since you're barely going to start out and they're going to be training you for the first couple of weeks or months, they're most likely going to pay you for the minimum or a little bit more than the minimum. So anyways, basically, the cost per hour for any house cleaning company is depending on how much it is per hour. If they start noticing the cost per hour for the cleaners is supposed to be increasing every year, they're going to increase their prices, especially in hourly or in janitorial, flat rates, etc. All of those stuff, they're going to be increasing their prices because they don't want to be changing the prices every year, every 2 years, or every couple months, because the cleaners get a raise because the minimum wage increased. So they don't want to be changing the price on the customers. They don't want the customers to feel like, oh, they keep changing their prices. Oh, last year you guys had this. Because many customers, especially in house cleaning or anywhere you actually go, they will see a price and they will stick with it, and that's why they'll come back to you. So, for example, many customers come back after a year, 2 years, or 3 years for an actual one-time cleaning, and it's been a while, and they'll be like, oh, I remember this company did this for me and they were really good, so I'm going to come back to them. And they will most likely expect about the same price range that they expected last time, which it's illogical because it's a year how many things happen, wage increases and stuff around starts to increase, so it's like logical. Anyway, that's the reason why many companies have to have a very high cost on house clean, because especially in house cleaning, what they do is, oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to cut this off. Let me just, that's too much information for house cleaning. I have so much information in my head about it that is like, it's something that if I were to talk about it, just like right now, if I were to talk about it just for a little bit, I'd be talking about it non-stop, over and over and over, and I don't get bored of it because it was really fun knowing all the details that it goes behind the house cleaning industry. It's really nice. I like it. It's so much information that you just want to hear over and over again. If you guys want to hear more about the reasoning why the cost per hour of $45 compared to a $25 hour, or maybe less from where you are at, if you want to know more about that, just make sure to finish this story time at the end, and I'll make sure to explain certain details that I was trying to explain during the video. So let's just move on. So then it goes from, wow, that's more money per hour than I make as a nurse. I guess I'm in the wrong field. Thanks anyways. And that made me laugh, to be honest, because you're a nurse. You're a nurse, girl. You're a nurse. You know what that means? You're an employee. When you're an employee, you don't be winning $45 an hour. So, like, when she said that, it's like, can you not, like, think and be like, okay, should I really post this and send it to them? And you know what I'm saying? The idea of, because there's actually so many people who think this way when they hear the house cleaning cost per hour, which again I want to repeat it. It's a privilege. It's a privilege. It's not something that you can just get because you want it. All right, you gotta have the money. You gotta be good with the money. If you don't have money, then get out of here. Because you don't got the money, then you don't get the service. You know what I'm saying? But people always find people who are barely starting out in a business, and when they start in a business, they want to get as many clients as possible. They're not about being stingy. So especially if they're by themselves, because then they get all the money. They don't have to pay anybody. It's all for them. So basically they'd be just charging as if it was for them only. But once they start getting bigger and bigger, they start to realize, you know what, the amount that I'm charging is not enough for me to pay for the cleaners. It's not enough for me to pay for the extra expenses to be able to wash every single cleaning team stuff, like everything that behind the scenes. And so when they start realizing that, that's when they start increasing their prices. But that's what many people do, is that they go and find someone who has very low experience, but then they get upset for buying a very cheap price of house cleaning and then having like the quality be bad. And it's like, you don't even know how to clean. They didn't even leave it correctly. And it's like, was it expensive? Because if it was expensive, then you know what you're getting. I feel like the expensive theory of, is it expensive or not expensive, I feel like it is very true in house cleaning. If you find someone who is very cheap and they charge you, like if it was by hour, for example, $20 an hour, $18 an hour, $15 an hour, $25 an hour, they are not the ones you should be going to. You need to find someone who is high, in the high range. So if you find something like, for example, me, the charge that they charge is $45 an hour in the company. So if you find someone with a 45 to 40 to a $39 range, then you're okay with going with them, because those are the ranges that, specials and stuff like that give it out. Because many house cleaning companies have different people that, oh, I was about to okay, sorry, I'm cutting off right there again, because I just spent too much time explaining beyond the amount that I'm supposed to explain for house cleaning. Let's just move on to the story time. I'm so sorry. Anyway, so she says, wow, that's more money than me making as a nurse. But again, you're an employee, and the cost per hour is not for just a sole person. It's for the entire company. Multiple things get divided into the things. Just as if you're as a nurse, the hospital charges a very large amount for someone to come into the room to just sit down and just talk to you. You understand? They come in, they talk to you. The cost amount that the hospital charging is not for you. They give you a little salary from that percentage. Do you understand? This is what it is. We're charging you as a customer, and we're the company. You're a nurse, so when they pay you, you're an employee. You're not a company. You're not solo. You're not doing yourself a business. What you are is an employee. You're never supposed to win the same amount of money that a company wins or a company is charging to a customer. Anyway, so let's continue. She says thanks anyways. Okay. So I say, after she says that's more money than I make as a nurse, I was like, yes, you really are. As in, like, I'm in the wrong field, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, yes, you really are. If you are ever interested in cleaning houses, don't hesitate to let us know. So I said that because she's like, oh, well, I'm in the wrong field. I should go, basically saying I should go and do house cleaning. Then do it. Do it, girl. Come and clean houses. Come and scrub some toilets. Come and talk to customers like you. Come do every demand that the customer tells you. And then when you end up finishing whatever you can of the house cleaning and they start to yell at you because you didn't finish what they expected, you're going to feel it. The stress, the annoyance, the form of them saying, oh, I'm not gonna pay you, and then you be like, oh, you have to pay me, and then they'll be like, no, I'm not gonna pay you because you didn't do a good job. So if I don't like the service, I'm not gonna pay you. And then you say, oh well, you have to give me the money, and then do you want to clean toilets? And then they'll respond to you, you're supposed to love your job, stupid. People who clean toilets, people who clean houses, they do it for the money. The money. They don't do it for enjoyment. They don't do it because they love it. They do it for the money. And if you were to love your job, great. But that does not mean that you don't also love money. So, if you want to deal with those type of customers every single day, talking to you like, oh well, I don't have to pay you because you didn't do a good job, then come here and do it yourself. And then the worst part is for her to say, oh yeah, maybe I'm in the wrong field. There's two fields, to be honest. It's not multiple fields, it's two fields: employee and business owner. If you're gonna be a business owner, you're gonna win very good money, right? Okay, but it's gonna take time, stress, all right? Stress and time. And then when you finally see the money, people are gonna criticize you like this hoe, like this lady. So yeah, that's the story time. And let after the story time, if you guys want to hear more about, you know, what involves $25 an hour or $45 an hour or anything like that, leave a comment section below and I'll talk about it more. For example, I'll just use this video and then basically stop the video and start talking about what I was talking about. Because I'm so sorry. It's because I was talking about the story time and I'm just supposed to say the story time. No extra details. But unfortunately, every time I start talking about how people talk like this, it just makes me want to like explain why you should not be thinking this way. You know what I'm saying? Because you're on the other side. I'm on the other side and you're over there. You don't know nothing about this type of career, and you come here and tell me like, oh, it looks so good over there. But you don't even know what you're missing. You don't even know what's going on over here. It's that the amount of money and compared to the stress, you don't know the stress, and you're over here saying, oh, that seems easy money. That's not easy money. It's not easy money. But it's okay. Anyway, so that's it for today. If you guys like the story time of the customer service, make sure to leave a comment below. Make sure to like the video and subscribe. If you leave a comment below asking for more detail about house cleaning, just let me know. If you know Spanish, I know a really good channel where you can go and learn a little bit more about creating your own house cleaning business. They inform you about how to clean the actual houses. If you guys want to know more about it, you guys can watch all the videos that she posts. I'm gonna put her right here, and I'm gonna put her channel on the bottom as well. She also has a channel for vlogs and etc. You might see me there sometimes. So if you want to see it, her vlogs, aside from her business of showing people how to start their own house cleaning business or janitorial business, well, you'll have both of the options. Okay. Great. Well, talk to you soon. I am about to make another video because it's actually pretty entertaining. I'm going to make another video and I'll post in a few minutes as well. I hope you have a great day. Peace out.